And now, First Warn 5 weather with meteorologist Matt Holiner.
5:14 this morning, time for an update on the tropics. And right now, they're both still tropical waves. They still haven't formed just yet. Now, this one's getting pretty close. Look at the chance of development. 90% in the next 2 days, because it almost certainly is going to happen the next 2 days, and 90% the next 5 days. It probably won't happen this morning or this afternoon, but I would not be surprised tonight or certainly by tomorrow morning if it does. It's still got a little ways to go. Notice it's still kind of spread out, but it's getting better and better, and that's why the chance is so high. And we think this one is going to form first. Now, again, first it would be a tropical depression, but then would likely become Tropical Storm Laura. This will probably end up being the L storm. I say that because the one in the Caribbean is not looking as healthy. That said, the majority of models, notice the chance of development is just slightly under for the next 5 days, but notice that over the next 2 days it's just 40%, because most models say no, it's not going to happen next 2 days. But right here is going to be the key area. And that's where the models are saying, yes, a tropical depression, tropical storm. So because this one probably will form later, this one is more likely going to be named Marco. But it may not even get that name. It may just be a tropical depression, because look at what we're dealing with. We have high confidence in the forecast until Saturday morning. Look how the models are in very good agreement, and that it's going to get right next to the Yucatan Peninsula. But I stop it there because look what happens after Saturday morning. This is about as bad as it gets. Look at all the different possibilities for where this thing is going to go. Yeah, there's a model that brings it very close to us. There's a model that brings it way down south in Mexico. And there's a model that brings it into the Florida Panhandle. This is not what we want. But what I can tell you is this is why there's so much uncertainty in the forecast. Because if it doesn't actually make it to the Yucatan Peninsula and it stays over here, we could be talking about a hurricane, certainly. But the more land it moves over, the weaker it's going to be. So like for this example, this model brings it to Mexico, also keeps it a broad area of low pressure. So the more land it moves over, the less likely it is that it's going to be an intense storm. If it just clips the Yucatan, we'd have to watch very closely, because then we could be talking about a hurricane in the Gulf. There are models showing a hurricane in the Gulf. There are models showing barely anything in the Gulf, just a broad area of low pressure. And the center of it being in many different locations. This is Tuesday morning, by the way, is when we would think the biggest impacts would be somewhere, but we don't know where yet. And so we're just going to have to keep you posted. And we do think rain chances going up for the entire Gulf Coast early next week, but we can't say how much because we don't know where it's going to go yet. We'll just have to stay tuned. And I think certainly in the days ahead, we'll get clarity, but it's going to take a while. A 20% chance of showers and storms today, highs around 97. Again, best chances out in Stark County, a 30% chance and just a 10% chance near the coast. All that rain's going to come to an end early this evening, and lows are going to be around 75. Michael?